Hello, Aleese Lightyear here, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video topic is like the most requested. Everyone has been asking me in my DM, making comments, tell us about dating in China. Well, here we go. Now, to be honest, I have kind of avoided making a video about dating in China because my life here dating has been nothing but a cruel joke, and I don't really have very many positive experiences to share about dating. So in this video, you are not only going to hear from me, but other expats from all around the world who live in different parts of China. So we are going to be covering single life, what it's like to be in a relationship with a Chinese person when you are not Chinese. We're going to be talking about how to date and everything in between. So get ready to laugh, to cheer, to be shocked, but just make sure you watch until the very end of the video and you hit that subscribe button. So let's get started. My name is Aleese.
My name is Malcolm.
My name is Michael.
Hi, my name is Kayla.
My name is Julia.
So I am Tommy.
My name is Christopher.
My name is Mandy.
My name is Shamira.
My name is Daniel.
My name is Vitaliso.
My name is Liz.
My name is Torian. And
my name is Jules.
This is Jared.
My name is Maija, but you can call me Mimi.
My name is Sarah.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie.
I am Tevin.
So my name is Jessie.
Oh, as an expat, my goodness.
It's so different than home.
But I think dating in China is, for me, I think it's similar to dating in any other country.
I feel very lucky to be able to say that I have dated many kinds of people back home in America. So when I first came to China, it wasn't very new to me. But I knew that on the other side, it was going to be new to the people that I was dating because it was probably going to be their first experience dating a foreigner, their first experience dating a Black foreigner. So I was only prepared for one side of that experience.
I have not gotten to the point where Chinese men actually want to get to know me. They are intrigued that I am a big-bodied foreigner, and let's be real, that is enough.
A lot of expats here just want to have a good time. They just want to hook up, they want to have a one-night stand, they want to have 6 girlfriends, they want to cheat on everybody, they don't want to be serious, they want to lie, and I do not have the patience for any of that.
First, I think when you're a foreigner, it's very easy to meet other people because you stand out, you look different, and many Chinese people have never seen foreigners, so they're very interested in you.
I feel like as an expat, the go-to place to find people is online dating. So Bumble, Tinder, and personally, I don't like it. I feel like it's not authentic and fake. So it's really frustrating. It's like, wow, this person is great online. On screen, he's awesome. And then you meet them in person, it's just like, this is not who I swiped right on. What the hell happened?
A lot of people are very upfront about what they want. At least in my eyes, ladies were very much more direct.
An interesting thing I noticed here in China is that in the gay community, so there's like the tops and the bottoms, right? And say in the Western societies now, it's considered as offensive to just label someone as one, or being like, hey, so you two are together, who is the man and who is the woman in the relationship? Well, we do not have to be either. We can be 2 husbands, right? That's the Western logic. What I see a lot in China, according to my own personal experience, once again I must say, but it is a husband and a wife, a top and a bottom, or the way they're called in China, a 1 and a 0.
I met my boyfriend on Tinder, and I've met plenty of great people and had dates from Tinder. So I would say that if you want to date and you don't want to go out and meet people, then Tinder is definitely an option.
But to be honest, I met some people who wanted to go on a date with me, even though they can speak 0 English at all, and I couldn't speak 0 Chinese. So I asked them, how do you think we can talk when we are on a date? And I remember the guy saying, we can sit next to each other with our WeChat and typing to each other and then just tap the translation button. I was like, okay, for that we don't really have to meet. We can just text her like this, but yeah.
I am dating a local person and we have been together for 2 years now. We met on Grindr because there are two famous dating apps in this country. One is Grindr, another one is Blue.
As a black person or black expat in China, you can use any number of dating apps. You are going to find, a number of Chinese people on those dating apps who will specifically say that they are only looking for a white person or people who are just so consumed with what they think is liking black culture that it becomes being a caricature of black people.
So if you date an expat, you need to be very open-minded about where you live or would move to. You have to remember living and being in China has mostly Chinese here, so you have to be also open-minded to possibly dating Chinese.
Before pandemic, I think you get to know people because you just have the chance to, because people are still like coming for like short-term, maybe studying, exchanging program. You kind of get to know like different people more than now because, it's pretty like small pool that you're dating in the city when people are not really like moving around.
A lot of expats are gone. And someone like myself who really only has dated expats, like the pool is a lot smaller. My friends will be like, I'm talking to this guy and they'll show me a picture. I'm like, oh yeah, I've talked to him as well. That's awkward.
In my experience, dating outside my race quickly turns me into Google. The person just wants to ask me all of the things that they've wondered about black people their whole lives, but were too lazy to do the research on their own. Sometimes they just ask me really insane questions like, is your body the same color all over? Yeah. And when you're trying to date and get to know someone, you don't want to be the encyclopedia of all things black.
My husband often get the question now, where did you met your foreign wife? And how can I find a foreigner to be my girlfriend? I don't know, but Chinese have this stereotype about foreign girls being very easy, very fast to have sex with, but also being independent, yes, and are not only seeking for the money and this. So this is kind of a stereotype I've heard from Chinese guy, how they are thinking about foreign women. Again, not every guy is like this, obviously, but that's what I've heard.
However, I do feel that in China, a lot of men have specific obsessions with things that they feel they can't attain. It's almost like a forbidden fruit. The idea of attaining that forbidden thing is what gets them going. So this is an example for some of the thoughts that some Chinese men might have with my race. Oh wow, when am I ever going to meet a mixed race person? Immediate boner. With my nationality, oh wow, African men have such big dicks. African women like big dicks. If I can satisfy this African woman, then I must be so amazing. Immediate boner. With my body type, oh wow, big women have big body parts. Oh wow, I can satisfy this big woman with her big body part. I must be so amazing. Immediate boner. So as much as I can try to understand the psychology behind why my race, my nationality, and my body type impact my dating experience in China, it is frustrating that automatically the other bits of me, my personality, my values, things that I think are exciting, all just get ignored.
So what I know about China is that most people really get along easily, like for foreigners. So I think that you find yourself in a group of people who you think accept you, and the group of people that do not accept you is difficult for you to like go to their side. So a lot of people would just date people that they feel like, for example, like I am a black, preferably I would date a black person, but then I don't rule out dating like a white person who understands the black culture.
I mean, of course there are some of them who do. I don't think many of them date foreign women, and also they don't date black women. I don't know. Sometimes you do feel a sense of maybe like a little discomfort when they are with a foreign woman. Like the eyes, obviously people will stare and look. So if you're out for dinner, for example, people will stare and you can almost tell what they're thinking, right?
Is my Chinese boyfriend in China, and I have been in a relationship for 2 years. So in my apartment complex, I would run into him, I would see him, and though most Chinese are shy, he was friendly and brave to speak little bits of English that he didn't know at the time. On our very first date, he took me out to a hot a very fancy hot pot restaurant. It was awkward because there was a language barrier, but we rolled with it. We continued dating for a couple months and we became a couple. All along the way, our main communication tool was our phones. We translated back and forth, showed our phone to each other to show our translations, what we wanted to say, and that was how it was for a while. It was necessary, but didn't bother us.
It's okay, it's fine. But I do miss having someone be in the room who understands me. And I miss dating someone who understands me and just having to, the only thing that we have to worry about is the dating and not going through, jumping over the hurdles of like understanding each other, getting through the language barrier, understanding each other's culture, things like that. I love dating Chinese men, but I also would love to date someone who understands me a bit more.
I wouldn't date someone who is a Chinese person because of religion, because of cultural background, and also most importantly, I prefer to date someone within my race. That's where I find like it's easier for me to communicate, to voice myself and my consent, but if let's say I'm dating a Chinese person, it's more difficult for you to raise your consent and to fully express yourself because of the language barrier.
And it's not that I'm not open to it, I just haven't met someone that I'll be interested in to date. So yeah, I mean, maybe one day that might happen, but as of right now, I haven't met anyone that piques my interest.
I have dated Chinese men before. Unfortunately, none of those dates went very far or very well.
I dated expats. I've never dated local Chinese men. For me, like, it's a huge cultural difference, and I've heard like they just want different things, and I'm not trying to move in with the in-laws.
I found my now husband. We met almost exactly 4 years ago on Tinder, and everything happened very quickly. We fell in love crazy. Of course, we had our cultural differences, but my husband lived abroad for his studies, so he is used to Western life. He knows how Western culture works, I would say, and I lived in China for a while, so I'm also know quite good about Chinese culture. So we are married now for 3 years. We have a kid together. We moved together to Hong Kong from Shanghai. We have met each other's family, and there are still language barriers. There are still problems we have because of the cultural difference. But I think everything can be worked out if you communicate and if you are open to know the other's background.
Cultural differences.
At least most of Chinese men I met are very good mannered. They treat you like a gentleman. That's even some rumor they say about Chinese guys, that they're more like the housewife, because like my father-in-law, he's the one cooking in the house, he's the one cleaning the house, not my mother-in-law. The mothers, the wives are the princesses, and the guys are the housewives kind of. But I've heard that Northern Chinese guys, for example, are the opposite, so depends.
Communication in general in China was that people would be very shy, probably. No one wants to take the first step, be it in friendship or in relationship.
Another thing that I realized that kind of put me off of dating Chinese men was the guys I dated just were really crappy with showing any sort of emotion. I'm talking like, are you happy? Are you sad? Do you even like me? Like, what are we doing here? Is this a date or a meeting?
Okay, I can't deal with the 24/7 contact. This is kind of what the conversation would be like. They will greet you and ask if you've arrived at work. Then they will ask you if you've had a busy day. Then they will ask you if you have had lunch. Then they will tell you they're going to take a nap.
My boyfriend is actually Chinese. As far as our cultural differences, at first he was a bit hesitant to hold hands in public or to show PDA. This is partially because of our sexual orientation, but I've even noticed that straight couples couples here rarely show affection in public. Over time, my boyfriend, though, has warmed up to holding hands in public on occasion.
Then they will ask if you've had supper. Then they would ask if you had a good day. Then they will tell you that you should go to sleep because it's past 10 p.m. and you shouldn't be texting too late. You should look after your health.
The Chinese dating culture, it's kind of, but I think things are changing now, but it's really more about intentional dating, more. But I know like Western dating culture is more about exploring with, you know, the possibilities and with the people that you're with. Yeah, that's probably the biggest difference that I've noticed.
I really learned so much conversational Chinese being in a relationship with someone who only speaks Chinese. So in the future, I hope we can both switch back and forth, maybe English sometime, Chinese sometime. But for now, our main language we speak together is Chinese.
The structure within the family home is very, very different here. For example, we have a newborn and obviously we just live, me and Jared, with our child. But in China, that's very uncommon, I would say. I would say typically here, and again, I can only speak from my experience in my city, but it seems to me like
I will live with an in-law.
Yeah, the grandma of the child will become pretty integral to that child's growth and development, childhood years. And since we've had our baby, when we've went out for walks, then the eyes in our community will have a fit that we are outside the house with this child who's only a month old. And I've had eyes literally pull at the cover of our baby's pram to say that the baby needs to be wrapped up more and that the baby shouldn't be outside. So I think the good intentions, but the overseeing it within the family is definitely stronger here.
There is this culture of foreign men, and when I say foreign men, I really mean white men, and being so excited that these like cute little Chinese girls are like fawning over them because they're foreign. So these guys coming from their like podunk little town of Nebraska or, you know, in the UK somewhere, whatever it is, this attention just completely goes to their head. And it's just this awful kind of back and forth of like the Chinese girl is only interested because you make her look good because you're a foreigner. And then the Chinese guy is only interested because you make the girl makes him feel good about himself. They don't actually like each other. They're not in love. It's nothing like that, right? So he'll get a few Chinese girlfriends here and there and date around, and it's a really shitty culture. It's really sad if you think about it. Have I seen it work out before with Chinese women and foreign men? Yes, for sure I have. Okay, so no, not all of them, but for the most part, that's what it is like dating in China. Okay, I'm done.
I would say Chinese men.
You get to meet so many different types of people from all walks of life.
Because of my opportunities in China, I've been able to do things in a relationship. Yes,
Something
where I can
would cost money.
Pull my weight. Also, like, there's a lot of opportunity. Not saying South Africa doesn't have opportunity, but China is so big. There's so much culture, so much traveling. Even during the pandemic, there's still a lot to see just in your city. So I've liked that China has a lot to offer.
I think that is somebody for everyone out here, and you just need to find your circle. You know, so finding someone to go out with, I think those opportunities are here.
Getting to know people is that you can kind of find anyone here.
But as a foreigner in particular, it can be easy to fall into your expat bubble. And with dating, I felt I was able to branch outside of that.
But in China, you're free. Like, well, people have their families here, but like for me, I don't have any family here. So I can basically go anywhere with my partner. I can, you know, feel free to do whatever I want to do without thinking of what somebody will say, like a family member or someone will say, or somebody looking out for you. Like,
you don't really know each other like that. No one can really vouch for your character except for people back home.
What I hate about dating in China is that everyone knows everyone.
I hate that people are so close-minded. I wish they weren't as rigid in their thinking, because it gets really frustrating having to explain my existence.
This guy gonna hide a whole family just because they don't live in the same country. You gonna deny saying you had a kid and a girl all in a different country? I'm like, yo.
Not shaming people, like skin tone preference, and having those like surreal expectations on the way you should look in order to be able to consider yourself dating material.
As far as what I hate about dating in China, it really just goes back to how China is not still fully accepting towards the LGBTQ community.
Just the rampant anti-blackness that you're going to run into. Like it's just unavoidable.
What I don't like personally is just being stared at for the same reason of being a foreigner.
As you can see, dating in China has its fair share of ups and downs. Nonetheless, I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you send lots of love and support to all of the wonderful expats who were featured in my video. You can support them by following their Instagram account, or if they have a YouTube, go follow that. I will have everyone's information in the description box below, so make sure you go and check it out. Make sure you got those notifications turned on. Don't forget to hit that like button. And thank you guys so much for watching. You know what it is. Aleese Lightyear over and out.